my own true self-happiness by staying in a less than supportive situation. I was not inspired by my location, and this had a huge impact on my health, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. When we settle in life, it can manifest into many unhealthy outcomes, things like depression, addictions, debt, and weight gain. These unhealthy habits become a way to manage our unmet needs. We turn to self-soothing devices like food, alcohol, shopping, or self-sabotage instead of confronting the real problem. This was the pattern I was falling into, and I knew I needed to do something before I fell too far. When I finally heard my inner voice tell me I didn't need antidepressants and that I just needed to follow my heart, I made radical changes in my life, including leaving my job and my bad relationship. I also moved back home. But the truth is, while I needed to be there initially, staying there was not the path my heart wanted to take. I was settling for a dark loft in a city that didn't fill me with joy. In turn, I was settling for an unhealthy, overweight body. When we settle, our dreams often get suffocated. My unhappiness with my environment drowned out the desires in my heart. And because I was complacent in my unhappiness and doing whatever I could just to get through each day, I didn't give myself time to think about what I really wanted. That is, until things got so bad I started to cry myself to sleep again. And although I had overcome my drug addictions, I was still leaning into food. I had multiple late-night binge fests and stopped exercising. I was ashamed of all the weight I had gained, and I couldn't find motivation for life. This is what settling can do to us. It steals our joy and manifests into lack of motivation and uninspired action. This was my enough epiphany. What is your enough epiphany? This is the moment you realize that things are so bad that the situation has to change. It's the moment when the idea of moving forward in your current state feels like torture. The moment when the only way forward is to change. It's often when our mental state is conditioned and ready to accept a new behavior or change of atmosphere. Most major transitions in life, getting married, getting divorced, buying or selling a home, moving to a new location, or just starting over, start with an enough epiphany. The enough epiphany can be a beautiful moment of self-discovery. Your soul says, "Enough is enough, dear. It is time to make a change." And you start moving toward what you really want. Knowing you've reached the time for change is really the first aspect of moving out of settling. At this stage, your soul is desperate for transformation. Think about your own life and the areas where you are settling. Most of the time, when you look closely, you will find you have one or two areas of your life that could use the focus of a little more love and compassion. Looking at the situations in your life where you are settling and analyzing them on a deeper level will help you pull out of this emotional habit. We often settle because we think it is the best we can get, a behavior that is rooted in fear of the unknown or in feeling unworthy. The root cause of my settling in my life was my fear of the unknown. Portland, Oregon was safe. My family was there. I asked myself what would happen if I moved to a place I really loved. Where do I really want to be? I dreamed of working from anywhere in the world and having a location-independent business. Then why wasn't I living my dream? Bam! This revelation showed me why I was so unhappy. I wasn't following my heart. Therefore, I was bored with life and packing on weight. The real byproduct of settling is that we ignore our inner wisdom, the heart's pull that says there is a better way for you to live your life. And on some deep level, we know this to be true, but we don't move forward, worried we will make a wrong turn or be even unhappier. But the very essence to breaking this habit is to ask yourself what you really want. What is it your heart is calling you to do? Think about this in regards to the situation or situations you may be settling in. In the joy route, we will go deeper, but allow yourself to ask these questions now to get warmed up. Once I got clear about the fear driving my